Hello. So today we're going to talk about change, and we're going to talk about what makes it feel so hard, if not impossible. And we're going to dive in to the ins and outs of this guy. So we're going to explore the parts of your brain that makes it feel so incredibly difficult to ever actually change. So let's dive in and take a look, shall we? So if you've ever wondered why you know what to do, but still you don't do it, this is why. Okay, your brain is not broken and you're not broken. It's actually doing exactly what it was designed to do, and that is keep you safe, not help you grow. I think it's best to understand from the bottom up the reptilian brain. This is the survival brain, and this is the last filter that your thoughts before they become feelings or actions needs to pass through. So this is the oldest part of a brain. This controls your breathing, your heart rate, your fight, flight, or freeze. And its primary job is simply to keep you alive. So the reptilian part of the brain, it doesn't care if you're fulfilled. It doesn't care if you're happy. It doesn't care what your goals are. It cares if you survive. So the next part of your brain, which is also very important, is the mammalian part of the brain. This is your emotional and social part of your brain. This is the limbic system. Controls your emotions, connection, and your belonging. So this is, as a species, we feel the need for connection and belonging because without it, we don't feel safe or we're not going to be able to survive. So it wants you to be liked. It wants you to be accepted and not rejected. This is where we start to create identities that we learned as children on who I need to be to feel loved and to feel accepted, not rejected, because that's not safe, or it doesn't feel safe. Then finally, the neocortex. This is where we love to live. This is where all of our thinking happens. This is our reasoning, our vision, our future planning, and where transformation starts. This is where you decide how you might want to change your life, the things you might want to do to improve. So the key insight here is the moment that you try to change, the lower brain perceives it as a threat. Then include the RAS, or your reticular activating system. This is your brain's overall filter, which chooses what we choose to look at. So out in front of us, there are millions of bits of data per second that are out there. But our RAS decides, what are we going to pay attention to? What are we going to ignore? Here's the truth. The RAS filters reality based on what you believe is important. So how does this work for you and against you? So it works against you in that you try to change. It could be a diet, relationship, identity. The reptilian part of your brain immediately triggers, this is unsafe. The mammalian part of the brain says, well, what will people think? Now you have two things working against you that both make you feel unsafe. So the RAS then filters for evidence that confirms based on your old identity, and now as a result, you're unconsciously returning back to your old patterns, which feel safe no matter how much they do not serve you. So how can this work for you? When you consciously guide it with clear intention, emotional alignment with the mammalian part of the brain, and then safety signals and all of the modalities that help you balance your nervous system so that you can recognize, I took one small step, posted online, and I didn't die. People may have opinions, whatever else, but I'm okay. And that focused attention now, you can start to train yourself to see it's okay to live. It's okay to be who I am. So your brain starts finding evidence now to support you, and a potential new identity starts to form. So really quick in closing, you don't become what you want, you become what your brain is trained to see as safe and true. If you really want change in your life, make it feel safe. Just start to recognize it's okay to start making some small changes. Make it feel meaningful. Attach real emotion and purpose to it. And then train your RAS daily. What am I choosing to see today? Because you will see the data and the evidence that you want to see. And make it okay to see the truth. That's what grounding is all about. So ground in the truth and train your brain I can see the truth, and it's okay. Otherwise, you'll be distracted and want to see whatever you want, and that's what will cause internal chaos, robbing you of your inner peace. So if you want to elevate this a little bit further, we can certainly do that. Hit me up in the chat, and we'll start using the brain to start changing you into the new version of who you want to be, so we can start killing off old identities that no longer serve you. Thanks for tuning in. I love you.